I do want to move on to this unbelievable. I mean, I was literally stunned yesterday with the filing by Representative Mark Meadows. And
a Tea Party revolt against Mr. Boehner.
Well, he was moving yesterday. There's a little backstory here that I think's been printed, but he was moving in D.C. with his wife from one apartment to the other, so they moved some boxes.
He being Boehner, or he being the congressman?
Yeah, the Congressman Meadows.
Okay.
And he and his wife were moving from one apartment to the other. And so they were doing their move, and then he kind of, cleaned up and went down and filed this. I mean, it was just sort of looking at the whole, story right out of the blue.
Right, and what he filed was basically a bill or a whatever you call it, you know the language, that would ask the House of Representatives to vote on whether John Boehner should remain Speaker of the House, right? Yes,
to vacate the chair. Now, a privilege motion cannot be debated, by the way. So if he pushes this, and today's the D-Day, it has to be heard. Now, immediately they went into, my friends on Hill said it was complete chaos because they had planned Hillary Clinton in the meetings they had in the Hill private meetings. They had planned a mantra where they'd get everybody on the same page. And it was going to be Iran, and then, of course, Hillary Clinton, sanctuary cities, etc. They had like 4 or 5 topics, and all of a sudden, Congressman Meadows goes down and files this, and I'll tell you how effective it is in screwing everything up, no matter what happens, because right now they're trying to talk to him. Just today in a coffee shop, randomly, I heard people talking, and it was on the tip of their tongues. And also, when he filed, it wasn't just the fact that he states that Speaker Boehner has brought atrophy to the entire process, but also states that he, basically abused power in going after people. Of course, they went after Meadows. Congressman Jordan from Ohio forced the issue to put him back in his subcommittee position, is how Meadows even got back there. Now, will it come to a vote? I don't know, but I have to tell you, Tom, this is the unprecedented, most unusual step, literally in the history of the House, to have a motion to file to vacate that chair. If it was successful, that would mean that literally the Speaker's chair would sit there open, and they would have to have a forced election for the Speaker of the House.
Wow.
So I thought it was...
Now, wouldn't that work to John Boehner's advantage? Because he's going to... he's got the Republicans cowed by and large. Wouldn't he get reelected?
Well, what they did was the staff actually told him to bring it up and then bang it down and all that, but he didn't do that because once you open that up, people have the ability to go to the floor and talk. He had 25 votes against him, almost enough to rip him out of that speakership last year. That was unprecedented. And so if they did that, it would be quite a free-for-all on the floor. Now, the Democratic side could literally probably just sit back and watch, add some comments if they wanted, but sit back and watch, because the Republican side, once it was actually moved on, there would be floor time managed, and it would have set chaos into the final day. Now, as it is, they're worried that the entire message that they have planned has now gotten off track, because as people go home, the debates in town halls for the Republicans will be, what are you going to do with Speaker Boehner, even though...
Wow. And they had intended it all this last day or so to be political theater about Hillary Clinton.
Yeah, it was going to be, yes. Hillary Clinton was going to be the political theater. Iran, of course, would be. IRS, there was like 4 or 5 things they had, but also Hillary Clinton was on the docket to talk about the emails, and this was for...
So is real quickly, John, Bob, is John Boehner going to take this guy down now?
I don't know. He's got to be very careful. He's already in some hot water. Nobody does this with sitting speaker, so there's something going on.
And this guy was one of the founders of the Tea Party caucus, right? The Freedom Caucus?
Right. Oh, yes.
Yeah, amazing.